Virgo, they were talking about you, and what they said shocked everyone around them. There is someone watching this right now who needs to hear this, because people have been talking about you in places you have never even been, in rooms you have never stepped into. That is the message coming through strongly. You are someone people consider worth talking about. Your name does not simply come up casually. When people mention you, there are mixed reactions. Some admire you, some are confused by you, some are jealous, and others simply cannot understand why they remain so focused on you. Someone at your workplace could be talking about you. Could also be a small social group, mutual friends, or even people within your family. I keep seeing an image of several people sitting together around a table, discussing you and trying to understand what has changed about you. What is interesting is that some of these people do not even understand why they are so focused on you. Something about your energy has become difficult for them to ignore. Your presence creates reactions. Some people admire you deeply, while others envy you. There are people who feel uncomfortable around you because they sense that you see more than you say. Some people are confused about why they cannot stop thinking about you after interacting with you. What should have been a simple conversation or small encounter somehow stays in their minds for days, weeks, or even longer. That is why this reading feels so revealing. It is about what people may be saying about you behind your back. The positive things, the negative things, the jealousy, the admiration, the confusion, and even the surprising things you would never expect. And for some of you, you have already noticed that people have been acting strangely around you. Maybe you walk into a room and suddenly people become quiet. Maybe conversations stop the moment you arrive. Perhaps someone who used to ignore you has suddenly started paying close attention to everything you do. Someone who previously showed little interest in you may suddenly be watching you carefully, and you are wondering, why are they acting like this? People may also be bringing up your name around mutual friends. Some could be watching your social media without actually interacting with you. Others may casually ask questions about your life while pretending they are simply curious, when in reality they are trying to understand what is happening with you. There are people who judge you. They analyze you, try to figure you out, and form opinions about you even when they have no real business doing so. But one message keeps coming through strongly. Something about you is different now. People are saying that they cannot figure out why you seem so different. Your presence feels stronger. Your energy seems heavier, more powerful, and more confident than before. Some people think you have become detached. They may believe that you no longer react to certain situations the way you once did. And whether their interpretation is completely accurate or not, that is what they are noticing. Someone has literally been saying that you do not react the same way anymore, and that change is bothering certain people more than they want to admit. There is a strong creative and passionate energy around you right now. You may be stepping into a more confident version of yourself, expressing ideas differently, creating more freely, and becoming much more willing to follow your own direction. People may not know how to read you anymore. They are seeing a side of you they did not expect. Your creativity, originality, determination, and independence are becoming more obvious. Some of you may also be surrounded by people who are controlling, difficult, or emotionally complicated. These people may want access to you, your attention, or your energy, but they are realizing that they cannot simply reach you whenever they want anymore. And there is another message coming through. Someone wants to make you an offer that is difficult to refuse. There may be someone who is strongly attracted to your energy, your originality, and the way you express yourself. They may be telling other people how interesting or attractive they find you. What makes this surprising is that this person may be someone you never expected. There is also someone who has defended you. At some point, somebody may have tried to say something negative about you in a group, but another person stepped in and challenged what was being said. They may have explained why the criticism was unfair or simply refused to allow people to continue speaking negatively about you. The people around them may not have liked what they heard, but eventually the conversation was shut down. There is a strong message here that some people simply do not understand what they are dealing with when it comes to you. They may underestimate you because they only see the version of you they think they know. But you have changed. Some people are receiving a very clear lesson from your transformation. They may have expected you to remain exactly where you were, but you did not. You kept moving forward. You became harder to manipulate. You became more independent. And that is creating respect. There are people who may secretly admit that you have a remarkable presence. The word that comes through strongly is gravitas. A sense of presence, seriousness, confidence, and personal power. Some people are jealous of that presence. They may not even understand why they feel that way, but they notice you. Some may refuse to look at you. Others may tell people that you are showing off or that you are not authentic. But behind those criticisms, there may be something much simpler. They are reacting to the fact that you are no longer easy to control. Someone may have tried to influence you through words, actions, pressure, or emotional manipulation, but it did not work. And other people are noticing. They may be saying, "You cannot control this person anymore." Ironically, the attempt to make you look bad may actually be increasing the respect other people have for you. People are beginning to realize that you cannot simply be pushed around. There is also a strong energy of determination around you. You are being seen as someone who takes opportunities, makes decisions, and moves forward instead of constantly waiting for permission. Some people may describe you as colder than before because you no longer chase people. You do not chase what does not choose you. You do not beg for attention. You do not force connections. You do not keep trying to convince someone to recognize your value. And for some of you, this is connected to an old relationship or former connection. Someone from your past may be talking about how different you seem now. They may say that you have become distant or that you are no longer the person they remember. They may even accuse you of being fake or of presenting yourself differently in public. But other people are not necessarily believing that. Some are seeing the truth. You simply learned how to protect your peace. There may have been people who once believed they could break your confidence or keep you insecure. They may have expected you to remain stuck in an old version of yourself. But you came back stronger. You may have gone through a period of isolation, reflection, or simply spending more time with yourself. Then you emerged different, more confident, more aware, more careful about who you allow into your life, more comfortable with your own identity. People may even be commenting on how different you look, how different your eyes seem, how different your expression is, or how your way of speaking has changed. It is not necessarily about your physical appearance alone. It is the way you carry yourself. You are more certain of yourself. You are less desperate for approval. You are more cautious. You observe before reacting. And someone has noticed that it almost feels like you can see through people. That statement may have bothered someone deeply, because people are realizing that they cannot manipulate your perception as easily as before. Another thing people may be saying is that you know more than you reveal. They may wonder whether you notice secrets, details, or things happening around you that others overlook. Someone may have literally said, "They act quiet, but I feel like they notice everything." And that may be true. You may have learned to observe carefully instead of immediately reacting. People are talking about that. Someone may even be nervous because they think you have figured out what they have been saying about you. They may be acting completely normal when they are around you, while privately worrying that you already know. This could be someone who acts like a friend but secretly competes with you. It could be someone at work, someone from your past, someone in your family, or simply someone who smiles at you while carrying completely different feelings underneath. And what shocked them is that you quietly pulled your energy away. You did not necessarily make a dramatic announcement. You simply detached. You walked away. You made a graceful exit from something that no longer felt right for you. That was a powerful move. Some of you may have walked away from a relationship, friendship, workplace, family situation, or another environment that was draining you. And people are talking about that decision. Someone may even be saying, "They stopped caring." But I do not think that statement is necessarily meant as an insult. What they really mean is that you stopped begging. You stopped forcing. You stopped trying to save people who were committed to chaos. You stopped trying to convince people to value you. And that changed your entire energy. The strongest message here is self-respect. Through self-respect, you built a bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. You learned that walking away can sometimes be more powerful than arguing. You learned that silence can say more than explanations. And people are noticing. They are also noticing the way you carry yourself. Some people may say that you seem more confident and composed. Your body language may be different. Your eye contact may be different. You may simply appear more comfortable in your own presence. Someone may even have said that you look expensive. Not because you need expensive clothes or material things, but because confidence, self-respect, and inner peace can completely change the way someone carries themselves. There are people praising you behind your back who act cold toward you in person. Someone who barely reacts when they see you may secretly defend you when you are not there. Someone who pretends not to care may repeatedly bring your name into conversations with mutual friends. And someone is telling others that you are actually very intelligent. This matters because some people underestimated you. They may have mistaken your kindness for weakness. They may have assumed that because you were not aggressive, loud, or constantly proving yourself, you were not strong. They were wrong. People are beginning to realize that you were noticing things long before they realized you had noticed. There is also a sense that people are watching your comeback. They see how much you have changed and wonder how you managed to rebuild yourself. Some people may even feel inspired by you. They may look at what you have overcome and quietly think, if they manage to get through that, maybe I can too. That is something beautiful. Not everyone talking about you is doing it with bad intentions. Some people are genuinely impressed. Some admire your transformation. Some are simply curious. And some may even be learning from you without ever telling you. There is also a strong message about your work ethic. Someone is saying that you put in the effort. You work hard. You keep going even when things become difficult. There may even be someone connected to your work who now realizes how valuable you were. Someone who once underestimated you may now understand that you were difficult to replace. There are still jealous people, of course. Some may accuse you of thinking you are better than everyone else. But often that kind of accusation comes from people who are upset because they no longer have the same access to you. When you stop allowing someone to control your time, attention, or emotions, they may interpret your boundaries as arrogance. But boundaries are not arrogance. You simply learned that you are allowed to protect your peace. There are people talking about the fact that you no longer tolerate disrespect. And what makes this powerful is that you do not necessarily need to create drama. You simply remove yourself. You walk away. You choose peace. That is maturity. Some people find that intimidating because they are used to getting reactions from you. But now they cannot. Someone may have expected you to become exhausted, confused, or overwhelmed. They may have wanted you to doubt yourself. But you refused to remain in that place. And there is another powerful message here. Some people are jealous of your peace. Someone may look at you and think, how did they get away from that situation? This could relate to a family situation, friendship, workplace, or another environment. Someone else may still feel trapped in something that you managed to leave behind. They may secretly admire your courage while simultaneously feeling jealous that you had the strength to walk away. There are people fascinated by how quickly you can make a decision once you know something is no longer right for you. You do not simply say you are going to change something. You actually do it. You decide. You move. You do not always look back. And that is why people respect you. They may wonder, how did they do it? How did they find the strength to walk away and keep going? People are also talking about your silence. You may have stopped explaining yourself to someone. You may have decided that certain conversations are no longer worth your energy. And now your silence is louder than your words ever were. You do not need everyone to understand you. You do not need to prove your side of every story. You do not need to convince everyone that you were right. Sometimes walking away and protecting your peace is enough. And yes, there is still someone who cannot stop thinking about you. There may be more than one person. Your energy has become difficult for certain people to ignore. Some are frustrated because they cannot figure you out. They are asking, how do they always manage to land back on their feet? Your resilience is one of the things people notice most. You may go through difficult situations, disappear for a while, rebuild, and then return stronger. That surprises people. Some secretly admire that quality. They may never tell you directly, but they see it. Not everyone is speaking negatively about you. Some people are simply observing your transformation. Some are inspired by you. Some admire the boundaries you created. Some admire your confidence. Some admire your authenticity. And there may be someone watching you who is thinking, if they survived all of that, maybe I can survive my situation too. That is the beautiful side of all this. Your story may be giving someone else hope. People are noticing that your boundaries are real. They are noticing that you can detach without becoming cruel. They are noticing that you can protect yourself without creating unnecessary chaos. And that gives people a different kind of hope. They see your calmness. They see your growth. They see that peace is possible. And perhaps the biggest message of all is this: people cannot easily label you as fake. Even people who disagree with you may still respect your authenticity. Even people who envy you may secretly admire you. Even people who misunderstood you may now be looking at you differently. Because you are no longer trying to perform for anyone. You are simply showing up as yourself. And that is exactly what makes you stand out. Someone is saying, they do not pretend. And that is powerful. You have become more comfortable being who you are. You have learned your value. You have learned when to speak. You have learned when to stay silent. You have learned when to stay and when to walk away. And people are talking about that transformation. So if this message resonates with you, take a moment to recognize how far you have come. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. You do not need everyone to approve of your choices. Your growth speaks for itself. Your boundaries speak for themselves. Your silence speaks for itself. Your consistency speaks for itself. And the people who once underestimated you may be realizing now that they never truly understood you in the first place. Some people may still talk. Some may admire. Some may envy. Some may defend you. Some may quietly support you. Some may simply watch from a distance. But none of that changes who you are becoming. Keep choosing yourself. Keep protecting your peace. Keep trusting your judgment. Keep moving forward. Because the version of you that people are talking about now is not the same person they thought they could control before. You have grown. You have learned. You have become more discerning. And most importantly, you have learned the value of your own self-respect. That is the part they cannot take away from you.